Hello and welcome to another episode of Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You. I am, of course, your host, Santa Blaze, and my co-host, as always, is the man trying to rob people because he got a lump of coal in his stocking, Xavier.
Hello. I being painted as a murderer here on the internet, where it's forever.
Well, I guess if you think about the whole movie, then yes, you also are a murderer. But I only mentioned the stealing part.
Oh, you did mention the stealing part, but stealing it's still a felony. There's a law that says don't take things from other people without their
Yeah,
consent.
but this is Hollywood, okay? These are movies. And the lovable rogue thief is a very,
This is not
very
Hollywood. We are
popular
not
thing.
in Hollywood. We are in Ohio.
Yeah. Just think, you got Aladdin. Everybody loves Aladdin. Thief. You have Robin Hood. Thief. He does steal and give from the rich and give to the poor, though, so there is that. And Aladdin steals only what he can afford, which is everything. So, you know, let's see. Han Solo, kind of a smuggler, aka another word for thief. You know, these are all the people that we love. So, being a thief's not too bad. Actually, when you're considered the good guy, murder is also totally cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, write that down. Write that down.
Murder is totally cool if you're a good guy.
Yes, and Stevie Blaze has said on the internet that that theft is okay.
I am dropping gifts on this podcast because I'm Santa Blaze.
Anyways, yeah, we watched Violent Night, and
Violent Night.
And unfortunately, again, because things happened during December, we tried to have this movie uploaded during December, but things happened. So the movie's probably forgotten by a lot of people, but it was a really good movie. We also watched it during.
In fairness, it just popped. It just popped up on Peacock. So it is now available to stream on Peacock. So we're releasing it at the perfect time for someone to watch it, stream it on Peacock, and then listen to our podcast. Boom.
How many people
planned it.
Use Peacock, though?
A lot of people, especially
Also, can I just say that Peacock has got to be one of the funniest words in the English language?
The funniest birds.
Just like cockroach.
I don't know. Our ancestors really liked coming up with names that had cock in it, didn't they?
Don't say that looking so cocky.
That's right. So,
anyways, so we just started this podcast off on a really lovely note. But yeah, for our third 3 pods of Christmas movies, we watched Violent Night, a play on the words of Holy or Silent Night.
Silent Night.
And instead of a bunch of silence, there was lots and lots of guns
and murder. Much murder.
Gun murder. And most of it is because of a drunk Santa Claus who is getting tired of a naughty world being naughty.
That's right. Too many naughty people.
Which I feel like the plot of saying I can't say I'm a big fan of the entire world's naughtiness and how little amount of nice people are on the earth. Kind of gives me the Good Place vibes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not saying that it's piggybacking off of The Good Place, but it does give me the vibes.
No, I mean, I don't think it's anything like The Good Place. I mean, I guess I see the comparison, but so do you have any trivia for me?
Nope, no trivia. No trivia
No,
for you. It's a
no
relatively
true.
new movie, so it's to be expected. For a lot of, something that that we did talk about, I think, um, that we plan to do whenever like there's new movies that we're really interested in, we really want to talk about, but we got two types of like podcasty things on this channel. One is like a regular episode where where we plan it out, like it's usually a holiday or random podcast, or like a or a play or simple planned like slot movie, like Marvel, like like Disney, like Star Wars. And after Star Wars Zone, we're probably going to get into Harry Potter. Um, but there's also like simple bonus episodes, which we did for Weird, the Al Yankovic movie. Um, that one wasn't part of like the planned movies, we but we watched it and we really liked it so much that we just simply wanted to talk about it. These bonus episodes are probably not going to have any cinemantras. We'll probably give our rating, but like eventually we'll probably also do like regular podcasts on the movies that we did a bonus podcast on. Like we're probably going to do a regular full-length podcast for Weird the Al Yankovic movie. Um, when like when the Mario movie comes out, we're probably gonna want to do a bonus episode for the Mario movie. Or again, you said that we have absolute power and we could just replace a random movie with the Mario movie. Which I personally don't want to do, but I'm not gonna begrudge you for doing that. It looks like a really good movie. Do you disagree with anything I said? Because I do remember discussing this with you, but am I on point, basically? That is the good finger.
That's right.
I love
It's
how
a
a lot of
thumb.
people don't. I
It's
love
a
how a
thumb,
lot of
not a
people.
finger.
I love how a lot of people refer to thumbs as not fingers, but then they go, "Well, humans have 10 fingers." No, if thumbs don't count, then they have 8 fingers.
Stop bringing up
What do you
logistics.
say to that?
Stop bringing up logistics.
Anyways, Violent Night. So we
All right, I'm just going to come up with a couple questions from the movie. First off,
right.
What is the name of the main villain or the code name that he uses in the show?
Just give me a second. I'm just gonna look something up on my tablet.
Wait a minute.
I don't.
That's not how this works.
I don't know, man. I don't remember. We watched this around. We literally watched this on New Year's Day. Today's the 24th. Today's the 24th of January. We watched this 24 days ago.
Okay, what famous character from a Christmas movie does he use as a code name? Let's try it that way.
I don't know.
The answer is Scrooge.
I haven't watched Scrooge in the longest time, man.
Yeah, but he called himself Scrooge. Anyways. One more question. We'll just do one more. What was Santa Claus before he became Santa Claus?
Oh yeah, Scrooge that I talked about, that I thought that you were talking about. That's Bill Murray. Never mind. Anyways, he was a barbarian or Viking of some sort.
Viking warrior.
What?
He was a Viking warrior.
Yes. I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name. Oh, St. Nicholas. His name was St. Nicholas.
Oh.
Anyways, so that's just some trivia real quick. I'll give you a quick synopsis All right. In this movie, it is essentially about David Harbour as Santa Claus
He
being
is drunk.
drunk because he's sad about the fact that nobody believes in him anymore. There's nobody that has faith in Santa, belief in
Because the
Santa,
internet exists.
because the internet exists. And so he is delivering his presents, drinking people's alcohol, and eating their cookies, because that's what you do. So he goes there. He goes to this giant mansion,
I need some
and
capstone.
while delivering some presents, a rich family is being held hostage to get money from a vault that is hidden. And Santa is asked by a young little girl named Trudy, I believe it was.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because we watch a lot of monks, so it's very easy to remember that her name's Trudy.
to save them all. And so he does in the most violent way possible.
At
Hence
night.
the name Violent Night.
Yes. It is nighttime, so it has
'Cause
so the violence happens at night. Not in the
And you
daytime, not in the evening, but at night.
And you find out that he is a Viking warrior. So he's all about that murder. And another thing that's kind of interesting is at the beginning, he starts fighting and he's not doing super hot. He can't use his powers to get up the chimney. It's because he doesn't quite believe in himself and he thinks people don't believe in him. So he gets more, well, for lack of a better term, badass as the movie gets on, as he starts realizing that at least Trudy starts to believe in him, and then he starts to believe in himself. So he is able to use his magic powers more and just dominate. And also remembers, hey, by the way, I was a badass Viking warrior at one time. I can murder the crap out of these people.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Trudy also is a bit badass in this movie as well. In some cases.
Yeah.
Like she goes like thriller Home Alone levels of beyond. She goes beyond the level of Kevin from Home Alone.
Home Alone, if it was an R-rated movie, that's what this was.
Yeah.
That's her part. So this was like Die Hard meets Home Alone meets a Christmas movie. Like any Christmas movie. This is like, and because the Trudy parts is very Home Alone like. She's doing traps and taking people out in the most bloody way possible.
Oh, yeah,
he's just slaughtering people. It is rated R, and it's and he of course murders the crap out of everyone and saves the family and Trudy. And happy days, because now he's like, I'm Santa Claus and a beast. What? So, Xavier, what did you think of Violent Night?
It was bloody. It was violent at night. Because I gotta make a SpongeBob reference once in a while.
So,
anyways, I thought this was a fantastic movie. So,
would you say it's bloody fantastic?
Oh, it's bloody fantastic. Going full British on here. Also. I don't know how to play this thing. Characters. Wait, what do you think about this movie? Before we go into
characters? I loved it. I had a blast with this movie. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The way the villain died was super brutal. I haven't watched Final Destination or any of the Final Destination movies, but I have seen some of the ways that that people are killed, and I gotta say, people can get really creative with killing people. Just
Yep.
just read about the ancient Romans, and you'll see some of their torture methods. I mean,
Oh,
that's not
I
really
have.
killing people. That's more or less torturing, which are two different things in a way. But like, wow,
It normally
people can
led to
get really
killing.
creative when it comes to suffering, or just murder.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, it
it's
can.
not exactly a good thing. Anyways, um, as for individual characters, let's start off with our protagonist, which you could either say is Trixie, or not Trixie, Trudy, or you could say is Santa Claus, which it's probably Santa Claus because all the protagonist signs point to him. Hmm. Uh,
I would say Santa Claus.
yeah, he is He is he is no ordinary Santa Claus. He is definitely not a mall Santa. He has magical powers that fuel from believing. And he is out for blood as the movie goes on, as we've mentioned. And and man, he does some pretty crazy crap. Crazy crap. There we go. I'm clean mouthed.
Yeah,
um
he was awesome. He was played by David Harbour, which the biggest role that everyone should know David Harbour is in Stranger Things as Hopper. He plays
I don't
Hopper in Stranger Things.
I haven't watched
He
Stranger Things.
he also plays can't remember his name, but it's Black Widow's dad and kind of dad in the Black Widow movie. He plays a Russian villain. Those are the two biggest things. He was also Hellboy in the remake of Hellboy. David Harbour played Hellboy. He's been in a few things.
But yeah.
And,
Um and something I personally would like to do is put all the Santa Clauses that we find in movies in a room, and and then at the end of the year pit all of the Santa Clauses that we've accumulated over the years against each other and see who would win. I think so far we
I
just
don't
have
think it would be fair. The David Harbour Santa would win.
because I think we the only Santa Clauses that we have this year is just the one from Elf and the one from Violent Night. And yeah, I don't think this would end very well for the Santa Claus from Elf because he hasn't shown any real combat experience. But Violent Night is literally just a movie about him murdering everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Moving on, Trudy. She's like literally the only frame of innocence within this movie. Everyone else is just terrible. I mean, Santa Claus is violent, but like he has a good heart, but like man, he is out for blood for for most of the movie. The people trying to rob the place were pretty dang sadistic about it. All of the entire family is just messed up beyond belief. Beyond belief. I don't know if I want to say the mother too because um
No, she didn't seem like too bad.
yeah, she's not terrible. She's not perfect either, but she's not terrible. She's definitely average, sufficient parent, good person vibes. The father, I don't know if I want to say he's too bad, but he also isn't really perfect. I feel like
No.
he's made a. I feel like the movie frames him as a guy who just makes a lot of mistakes. But like he loves his family, stuff like that. But he and his wife do beat a bunch of guys up. But like the Trudy's pretty innocent, but then then she goes full Home Alone and I've never seen a bright light of innocence get so bloodthirsty, but I loved it. It was adorable, and I want to see
Yeah,
more of it.
Trudy was adorably frightening,
Oh yeah.
but um, the the main villain is also pretty famous. The main villain is John Leguizamo, who's been on all kinds of stuff. He played. Have you ever seen the original Mario Brothers movie?
Yes, I have.
He plays Luigi in that.
I kind of see it.
Well, I mean, there's no kind of about it. That's him. He's the actor who plays Luigi.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to watch that movie
Much
too.
younger. Much younger.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to watch that movie too, especially if we're doing a podcast on the new Mario movie.
Yeah, I mean, if we can find it for streaming.
I think we own it. I mean, not you, but.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I own it. Might be next. I don't know. I'll have to check.
Oh, I'm down. I kind of want to see it again, actually.
Yeah, it definitely isn't much of a Mario movie, but it has a relatively decent premise. It's just not Mario-esque. It's labeled
Yeah.
Mario, but it's not. It's not Mario. Anyways, um, aside from that, yeah, the entire family's just messed up. The antagonists are pretty messed up. Tries to tries to use a nutcracker to crack nuts.
Yikes.
Which, yeah, that seemed pretty uncomfortable, especially since there was a little girl in the room.
Yikes.
That was uncomfortable. But yeah. Aside from characters, I think that there's not a whole lot of characters in this movie, and most of them are just a bunch of pieces of work.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you think of this movie? What is your rating?
Okay. I think this movie deserves. Okay. I've kind of had a. I feel like to remain like consistent with like movie ratings. I'm gonna give this movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
8.5.
Very, very decent.
Okay.
Actually, give yours first, and then I'll explain my science.
Your science.
My science.
Yeah, I think 8.5 is a good rating. I thought this was a very fun movie. It was very good, very entertaining. Yeah, I liked it. I'm with you. 8.5.
Yeah. I think when it comes to ratings, yeah, I do agree that like 5 should be the middle ground. Like it's not a bad movie. It's either like the movie probably. I feel like 5 says that like the good parts overweigh the bad are weigh about equally with the good parts. The good parts have evenly. What is wrong with my speech today? The good parts weigh evenly with the bad parts. But like above a 5 would say that like it's a decent or good movie. Like saying a movie is a 9 instead of a 10 doesn't necessarily mean that like it's you like saying it's a 9 wouldn't necessarily mean that you're saying I wouldn't really change it. I would change a few things about it. It's not a perfect movie or something like that. But like if it was a 10, you'd say like this would be better than a 9. Um, like saying it's a 9 probably would say that it you're not denying that it has room for improvement, or simply in your case like this was this movie was like made for your personal ratings. I don't know. But yeah, I'll say that here. Seems a little irrelevant, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyways, what next? I think
Well, I
it's
believe it would be Rotten Tomatoes. So go ahead. I'm going to look it up. Go ahead and guess your Rotten Tomato.
All right. Um, critic score. I'll give this an 83 for critics, and audience probably 91.
I think 87 for critics and 85 for audience. Oh, we were slightly off. Critics gave it a 73%.
Herm. I was closer. Yay.
And audience gave it 88%.
Okay, I was close. Yeah, I was closer on both of them. Yay! I win.
Yay,
Yes.
I guess. Yep, that's the Rotten Tomato score. I expected that to be a little higher, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I am kind of surprised at how low it was.
Yeah. When we look at some of the reviews, what reviews do we have? Why are people so critical of Santa Murder?
Let's see here. Here's the rotten ones. Oh, jeez. Fun take. Jackie K. Cooper says, fun take on Santa Claus, but we have to hold Harbour up to Billy Bob's standards.
Okay, people have standards. Okay,
Do you know
comparing.
why? Do you know why they compare it to Billy Bob's standards?
Why?
Because Billy Bob was the Santa in Bad Santa. There's a comedy called Bad Santa starring Billy Bob. Scott Campbell from We Got This Covered said, excessively violent, laced with a thick vein of jet black humor, bolstered by a formidable turn from Harbour, and packed to the rafters with hard-hitting scraps. Violent Night knows exactly what it wants to be, but doesn't really try to be anything else. All of these seem to be like, they're not necessarily bad, but they're like right in the middle.
Ah.
Eric Childress from Movie Madness Podcast says, Bad Santa, as John McClane may believe it is being a kind of subversive anti-Christmas movie alternative, but its best moments involve not violence, but our hero rediscovering the joy that the season once provided as its own relief from the world's evils. We'll do one more. This one's a top critic. Donald Clark, Irish Times. It's like attending a party where no two guests are on a sufficiently good terms to manage even 20 minutes of civilized conversation. Perfect for Christmas Day, then. I hear you say too cynical. Those are some of the reviews.
Alrighty.
All right. Do you have a cinemantra?
Do I have a cinemantra? Let's see. Alright. What are you? Okay. Alright. So, let's see here. Alright. You find the Kardashians. You raid their house with a bunch of soldiers. What is and they have some secret that nobody else in the world knows about. They have a secret treasure that is worth something that only you know. What is this treasure that you are looking for that the Kardashians own? And why are you looking for it?
What secret treasure?
That nobody else knows about.
The secret treasure is millions of actual podcast listeners. That is what I'm searching for, to listen to our podcast. I'll take the win. That's a win.
I'll give you a 10. That's fair.
All right, my Cinemantra is: if you were to make a holiday movie starring what holiday mascot would you like to see get a sequel to Violent Night, where the mascot is murdering the crap out of a bunch of people, kind of like this?
Probably Blitzen with a flamethrower to get revenge on the Santa the night he went crazy.
No, that's not what I meant. You're thinking Christmas. I'm talking about like Easter Bunny, like a leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day. Cupid from Valentine's Day.
What about the bald eagle in the name of Christianity? Start shooting the crap out of Santa Claus because magic's not Christian, I guess.
Jeez, you're going a whole different. Jeez,
if I don't know, the Independence Day, the July 4th, where the bald eagle attacks Santa Claus because I don't know Thomas, what the heck are you doing? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Behind the scenes here, my cat seemed to have dove under the blankets. Started, I don't know, getting confused or something while under the blankets, and started dashing forward again while under the blankets and fell off the bed, slowly and cushioned. But Thomas, what the hell is wrong with you? Okay. Anyways,
you really took this a completely different direction than what I was thinking of. I was thinking you would maybe say the next movie would be like the Easter Bunny, trying to drop off like eggs, and
I completely misinterpreted what you said then.
I'm just saying, make the same movie Violent Night with a different holiday mascot. Someone the equivalent of Santa Claus, but a different mascot from a different holiday, beating the crap out of people and murdering them.
All right. What about President's Day, where we've got George Washington shows up from beyond the grave as a skeleton and decides to annihilate humanity.
Okay, I'm down. Like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, all come to start beating the crap out of people. I'm down with that. I would say a leprechaun for St. Patty's Day, but there already is a leprechaun horror movie, so we've got that covered.
The same could probably be said for Groundhog Day, although Groundhog isn't the reason why, or he could be the reason for all the horrors that happened to Phil Connors. Wow, every time I say Phil Connors, I want to say Phil Collins.
Or I'm pretty sure there's already a Valentine's Day movie where Cupid murders the crap out of people. Yeah. Maybe
there's also Happy Death Day and a lot of other birthday horror movies.
Well, no, Valentine's Day. Oh yeah. Anyways, okay. I I don't know what to give you because you didn't fully understand the assignment. but I did like the President's Day, so we'll go with the 6.
All right.
All right. Where can listeners find you?
Where can the listeners find me? I am Cryokinotist on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, those things.
All right. You can find me on Dragon Blazer Productions at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the TikToks. You can also find me on Dragon Blazer Pro on the Twitters.
Tweeters. Yeah.
And Twitters. All right. Well, we will see you again soon.
And
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yes, the next movie that will be uploaded will be... Well, the next movie is going to be Thor, right?
Correct.
Because you kind of squished. And then after... we already recorded Thor, but whatever. After Thor, we'll be watching and recording Dumbo. And then a horror movie that we said that we'd record after Dumbo. And Dumbo's going to be the last movie that we do a podcast for of the year. So be excited for that. Also, peace.
Auf Wiedersehen.
You already said that. Oh, once again, please, if you will, like and subscribe onto our YouTube page titled Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You, where all these wacky podcasts where we watch movies and review them go on. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.